There has never been a time in history when it is as simple to become a billionaire as it is today. Today, we are going to take a look at the lives of the individuals who will become the Zuckerbergs, Musks, and Gates of the future. These individuals are the world's youngest billionaires, in order from youngest to oldest. Number 10. Alexandra Anderson. Johan H. Anderson is a Norwegian industrialist, and Alexander Anderson is the younger daughter of Johan H. Anderson. Alexandra and her sister Katharina were given the third investment holding that their grandfather had in the business before he went into a well-deserved retirement. The holding owns about 70,000 square meters of real estate property, in addition to a sizable investment portfolio consisting of shares in both privately held and publicly traded Norwegian firms. Alexandra, on the other hand, does not want to live her life in the shadow of her father. She has won multiple awards in equestrian dressage contests during the course of her career as a professional horse rider. Alexandra was able to indulge in her penchant for exploration, while also pursuing her passion for the breeding of noble creatures because of the wealth left to her by her father. The Norwegian man, who is now 24 years old and became a millionaire when he was just 19 years old, is not the person to ask for financial advice. She values the hard-earned cash that her father provided for the family very highly and drives a used car, even though she owns 42.2% of one of the largest firms in Norway. Number 9's Katharina Anderson, who is also an heir to Johan H. Anderson's third holding, is not your typical billionaire. She is the oldest of the Anderson sisters and also an heir to Johan H. Anderson's third holding. She leads a quiet and unassuming existence. She remained to reside in the quaint cottage that served as her dorm room, even after her father transferred the great majority of his income to her. She has a weakness for high-end accessories, particularly footwear, which includes luxury handbags and especially shoes. She went so far as to admit that she was addicted to shoes, which is a lot more admirable obsession than the ones Charlie Sheen has. I, for one, can't say that I blame her. If I had $1.3 billion when I was 24 years old, I would have spent it on something much more substantial than a Louis Vuitton designer pocketbook. In addition to being a thorn in the family side, Katharina enjoys stirring up trouble. In 2017, she was arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol. Because of this, her driver's license was revoked for a period of 13 months. In addition, she was required to serve a jail sentence of 18 days and pay a fine of $30,400. On the other hand, it would appear that she has internalized the significance of her mistake and has avoided getting into further mischief ever since. Number 8. Andy Fang. One of the richest people on this list, Andy Fang is also one of the most mysterious. Even though he frequently gives speeches at conventions, TED Talks, and other events geared toward business people, not much is known about his personal life. His perspective on the process of starting a business is extremely motivational. With Stanley Tang's assistance, Fang was able to break through the barrier protecting the Billionaires Club. Both of them founded the meal delivery startup DoorDash, which had a market value of $4.7 billion in the year 2020. However, the corporation controls almost 60% of the meal delivery market in the United States, which indicates that it has a significantly greater potential. Andy Fang is a creative thinker who is of the opinion that he should not yet spend his hard-earned money, but rather reinvest it in order to ensure that his capital is kept safe in the form of investments and funds. Number 7. Wang Zilong. At the age of 25, becoming a billionaire is not something that can be accomplished by just anyone. Moreover, the fact that this is happening in China makes it an even more astounding feat. He was given the CNNC Huayuan Titanium Dioxide Co., which had a value of around $1.3 billion, as an inheritance. Titanium dioxide is one of the most important components in the production of pigments, which are used for coating plastic ink and other materials. CNNC is one of the largest suppliers of titanium dioxide in the world. Zilong enjoys the finer things in life, such as luxury cars and opulent apartments. There have been rumors going around that he lives in an amazing home, which stands in stark contrast to the socialist doctrine that he espouses. However, he has not yet granted access to his apartment for picture shoots. It's likely because of this that he doesn't flaunt his wealth too much. Number 6. Austin Russell. Austin walked out of Stanford University to pursue his ambitions, modeling his decision after that of famous self-made billionaires such as Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. Thankfully, Austin's desire came true, and he is now the youngest self-made millionaire in the world at the age of 26. He achieved this status by working hard and putting his money where his mouth is. At the present, Russell has a value of approximately $1.6 billion due to the fact that he established Luminar and serves as its CEO. Although the autopilot is the source of his fortune, you won't find him riding around in one of the self-driving vehicles that his high-tech firm is developing. Many take Elon Musk as an example of the youthful millionaire 2.0. Due to the fact that his technological prowess and expertise in AI afford him the option, he has the potential to become not just the youngest billionaire, but also the wealthiest. At the moment, Russell is the owner of 1/3 of Luminar, a company that has an estimated net worth of over $5.1 billion. Since Toyota and Volvo primarily rely on the firm's product for the production of high-quality autonomous vehicles, the company and its founder are undoubtedly well on their way to achieving their goals. Jonathan Kwok comes in at number 5. Walter Kwok, who passed away, had 3 sons, the youngest of whom is named Jonathan Kwok. Before he passed away, Walter was the chairman of the board of directors of the most successful real estate development firm in Hong Kong, which had an estimated net worth of over $16 billion. Following his death in 2018, his 2 sons, Jonathan and Jeffrey, took over the responsibilities of running the family business. Despite being only 29 years old, Jonathan has a net worth of $2.2 billion at the present time. He is one of the youngest billionaires in Asia and presently serves as the CEO of the Sun Hong Kai Properties firm, which has an estimated net value of over $33 billion, making it the second most valuable real estate firm in the world. He became one of the youngest billionaires in Asia when he inherited the company from his father. Jonathan is exactly like his father in that he never takes time off to relax or have fun. Jonathan is not the type of person who will flaunt his wealth by purchasing really pricey automobiles or apartments. Instead, he is reinvesting in his future, and in just over a year, a brand new hotel that was created by his company will open its doors in Hong Kong. It will be ultra-luxurious. Stanley Tang comes in at number 4. Stanley Tang is one of the most brilliant minds of his time period and works as Andy Fang's business partner at DoorDash. Because Stanley's tremendous wealth of more than $2.2 billion could not have been achieved without the internet, it is safe to say that he is a product of his generation. In addition to this, he is one of the rare people who have the epidemic to thank. DoorDash needed to become one of the most successful startup companies in the United States because this was the push. During the lockdowns, the value of the app increased, and it is claimed that almost 60% of all takeaways in the United States were ordered using DoorDash. Since he was a young lad in Hong Kong, Stan Lee has been working toward the goal of establishing a prosperous business for himself. Although he is only 29 years old, the young billionaire is already a frequent visitor at entrepreneurial events and even has one presentation that is particularly well known. What truly gave him the edge was his education in computer science from Stanford University. Even though he is young, he is already a successful entrepreneur. At Imagine Talks, Tang does not indulge in particularly lavish spending since he is more comfortable keeping his personal life a secret. On the other hand, Stanley spends a lot of his free time playing poker, and he does it both with his friends and in tournaments. He is able to amass even more fortune by taking advantage of opportunities like this one. In August of 2021, he became famous among poker enthusiasts after pulling off an incredible bluff in a high-stakes poker game. The bluff took place when he went all in despite having very little to his name. To continue, the third Kevin David Lemon. Kevin David Lemon, a German businessman who is the third generation of his family to be in the entrepreneurial world, inherited half of his father's massive fortune when he was just 18 years old. After a span of a year, The young German entrepreneur is the leader of a big international drugstore chain called DM, and he has a net worth of $2.5 billion. This enormous business operates more than 3,700 outlets across 12 countries and provides employment to more than 60,000 individuals. It is estimated that the corporation is worth something in the neighborhood of $12 billion. There are many speculations that circulate regarding Kevin's day-to-day activities, despite the fact that he chooses to keep his personal life private. One thing that sets Lemon apart from other teenagers is the fact that he does not like sleeping in later than they do. Instead, he wakes up at 5:30 every morning without fail. He enjoys doing other things as well, such as reading books, working out, and most importantly, playing soccer with his pals. After all, he is a native German, and playing soccer is almost in their veins. The second spot goes to Gustav Magnar Witso. Now we have another young Norwegian billionaire on our hands in the form of Gustav. It would appear that Norway has a system in place to help young people get on the path to becoming billionaires. Perhaps it's a reaction to the combination of the cold air and the Viking genes. Who is to say? The enormous fortune that the 29-year-old Witso currently possesses was passed down to him by his father. He holds a large stake in the world's most successful salmon farming enterprise, which is based in this country. When Salmar Osa was 26 years old, Gustav's father, who was also named Gustav, handed him half of a corporation that was worth $1 billion and almost immediately increased his wealth to $3.2 billion in just 3 short years. The stunning total value of Witso has increased to $5.2 billion as a result of the young entrepreneur's success in acquiring an additional $2 billion. He accomplished this goal by making astute investments in a variety of fledgling technology companies. Additionally, Gustav is not the type of person to be uncomfortable when being photographed. In point of fact, he is a professional model and has been signed by a number of Norway's most prestigious modeling agencies. Because of this, he is able to visit some very remarkable locations, such as Dubai, Switzerland, and the Caribbean. Even though he could easily pay for the excursions by himself, he chooses not to because someone else has offered to pay for them. Witso, in contrast to the majority of business people on this list, isn't embarrassed to flaunt his wealth. On his Instagram account, you'll frequently see images of him in opulent settings all over the world, have a fleet of fancy automobiles, and always look your best. When it comes to designer apparel, Sam Bankman-Fried is number 1. Sam Bankman-Fried is the youngest person to hold the title of richest person in the world because of the investments he made in Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency exchange platforms he founded at TX and Alameda Research. He went from having no assets to having $22.5 billion in less than 4 years. Fried was born on the campus of Stanford University and went on to earn his degree from MIT, so he was always surrounded by people who had a high level of intelligence. Although he has amassed an incredible amount of money in a relatively short period of time, Bankman-Fried still lives with a roommate, in contrast to other billionaires who always wear first-class suits and have designer clothes in their entire wardrobe. This young prodigy is spotted wearing droopy jeans and a t-shirt the vast majority of the time. This is due to his effective altruism ideology, which states that a person should strive to acquire as much money as they possibly can so that they can have as much of a positive impact on society as they possibly can. This has led to this result. When he contributed $5 million to a super PAC that supported Joe Biden in 2020, he overtook all other donors to become the campaign's top donor. The young billionaire has put in a lot of effort in order to be where he is now. He does not venture out of the office very frequently and typically sleeps on beanbags. Bankman-Fried says that the only time he leaves the office is when his coworkers have had enough of him being there. That brings the total number of world's youngest billionaires to 10. When you were 26, how much money did you have in your bank account? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel Luxe Lane and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.